In today's video, we're breaking down what inflation is, why it happens, how it impacts your daily life, and how Stickman finally learned to stay one step ahead of it. Welcome to Stickman Invests, where we explain financial concepts in a simple, fun, and easy-to-understand way. But first, a quick disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Stickman walks into his favorite cafe. Last year, his coffee was $3. Now, it's $6. He opens his wallet. Same money, but it buys less. It's like his cash is shrinking. Who's stealing Stickman's money? Meet the invisible thief called inflation. And today, Stickman is catching it red-handed. Inflation means prices go up. Not just for one thing, but for everything you buy. Coffee, rent, groceries, even movie tickets. It's not that your money disappears, it just buys less over time. Think of inflation as a slow leak in your wallet. You don't see it happening until suddenly you feel broke. So, what causes prices to rise? There are three main suspects in this case. Suspect 1. Demand pull inflation. Too much money chasing too few goods. Like when everyone wants the same new gadget, prices shoot up. Suspect 2. Cost push inflation. When it costs more to make things, like higher oil or raw material prices, companies pass that cost to you. Suspect 3. Built-in inflation. When workers expect prices to rise, they ask for higher wages, and companies raise prices to cover those wages. It's a loop. Inflation doesn't hit all at once. It creeps in everywhere. Stickman notices his grocery cart looks emptier every month. Gas prices jump. Rent goes up. Even his favorite pizza slice gets smaller. And sometimes, companies play a sneaky trick called shrinkflation. They shrink the product, but keep the price the same. Stickman buys his favorite chips. Same price, smaller bag. That's inflation's cousin at work. How do we know inflation is happening? Economists track it using something called the Consumer Price Index, or CPI. They collect prices of hundreds of everyday items, food, housing, transportation, and compare them month by month. If the CPI rises 3% in a year, that means the average price level is 3% higher than last year. Here's where inflation really hurts. Stickman's bank gives him 2% interest on his savings, but prices are rising 5%. That means his money's buying power is actually going down, even though his account balance looks the same. That's why central banks, like the US Federal Reserve, raise interest rates to cool down spending and slow inflation. Inflation often spikes when demand surges after a crisis, supply chains break down, or governments print lots of money to stimulate the economy. During events like the pandemic, all three happened. Demand soared, supply fell, and prices exploded. A little inflation is normal. Around 2% keeps the economy healthy. But when it hits double digits, things get scary. History has seen extreme cases, like Germany in the 1920s or Zimbabwe, where people needed wheelbarrows of cash just to buy bread. And what if prices fall instead? That's deflation, when people stop spending because they expect prices to keep dropping. But that delay makes businesses lose money and fire workers. Too much deflation can freeze an economy. So, how does Stickman fight back? He learns that investing in assets that grow faster than inflation is key, like stocks, index funds, or real estate. He also keeps a small emergency fund in cash, but not all of it, because over time, inflation eats away at idle money. Stickman starts tracking his expenses, avoiding debt with high interest rates, and investing regularly, even when the market wobbles. He's learned that the best defense isn't panic, it's planning. Inflation isn't just an economic term, it's part of daily life. It changes how we save, spend, and think about the future. Stickman used to wonder, why does everything feel more expensive? Now he knows, and more importantly, he knows how to adapt. And that's a wrap for Stickman's inflation journey. From shrinking coffee cups to rising interest rates, he's learned that money doesn't just grow, it moves. And understanding inflation helps him stay one step ahead. If this video helped you understand inflation, give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. Every week, Stickman learns a new money concept, so you can learn it without the stress. Next episode, Stickman learns about recession. Thanks for watching.